Alright, yeah, here we go. I forgot to unmute my mic naturally, so again, just got back from vacation, so I'm just getting in the groove of everything again. It was around 2.5 week long vacation, and for the most part, not a whole lot of stuff got done. I was mainly doing work for other people. So yeah, I'm gonna try to keep it short, half an hour, but obviously I've already messed up. So we're going to start with some of the games that I actually did get to play. Even though I did get back only like 2 days ago, I did get a chance to play The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit. Being a fan of Life is Strange, I figured I would give it a shot, and it's kind of like a prequel to Life is Strange 2. Uh, I'm not sure how I think how my thoughts are about this. It's cute. It's it's definitely relatable. If you go back thinking as if you're a young boy, and maybe possibly even some girls, about how you would be as a young kid. But overall, uh, it didn't it didn't hit me like Life is Strange is known for. It had some bits and pieces. I liked the dad because it wasn't so hot and cold type of thing. It was very much a more realistic uh, approach to a dad, where he's actually a fun dad, but then he's also got the issue of his wife getting killed by hit and run, and you're having to deal with this and as a kid, and he's an alcoholic, and they kind of point off that he does get physical with you from time to time, not in a sexual way, but like just violent way. So, but it's one of those things where he lets the booze get the better of him, and he doesn't mean to do it as a father type of thing. So they do a good job at balancing that out with not being so heavy handed on just the fact that he's an alcoholic and he's a piece of trash father. They do a very good gray aspect to it. Uh, but overall, I guess because it is a small kid. Now, Life is Strange, it took me a little while to get into it because it's based around females and also high school uh, young kids, and it's been a while since I've been there, so it's kind of like out of my realm. But the story in general was so good that I got past some of the lingo and whatnot. So I'm hoping that they're going to do a time jump with Life is Strange 2, and at least maybe have him a little bit older. But as it stands, if you haven't, it seems like he's either going to run away or he's going to go to an adopted parent situation. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but it's definitely a prequel, and they definitely say you will see this character again in Life is Strange 2. So I'm assuming he's going to be our main character. But at the end of the game, they kind of do a whatchamacallit. He eventually gets superpowers because the whole time you're basically doing you're having fake superpowers. So when you blow up a snowman, you got a firecracker. When you're turning on the TV with your hands, you got the remote in your other hand. If you're and just like opening up the garage door, it's like you're always doing stuff to use your imagination and acting like you're actually opening and moving and all that stuff and exploding stuff. But for the most part, you're just playing. And then at the end of the game, you actually do get some sort of special power. At least that's what the game wants you to think you have. Now, what I'm curious about is at the very end of the game, I you don't see anybody besides your father the whole game, and kind of at the end of the game, you get to see one of the old lady neighbors, which you actually have a phone number to. And you can call, but nothing really happens that I'm aware of, at least not for me. But at the end of the game, you get to see the neighbors like right next door to you, and in theory, they should have seen you use your special powers, but they don't, or at least it looks like they don't, because you just kind of like wave at the end of the game, and they wave back. So it's one of those things where I'm like, does the character that you're playing have the special powers, or does the neighbors have the special powers and they use their powers on you to help save you because you fall from a treehouse. So I'm kind of curious about where that is going to go and what they have planned for that. But overall, I'm hoping Life is Strange 2 gets me a little more riled up than this one did. It's still good, but I'm just like it didn't hit home. So the other thing that I got while I was on vacation was Final Fantasy 15 Windows Edition. I didn't get to play it until I got home, so basically what I did was I played Captain Spirit, and then I got to play a little bit of Final Fantasy 15 Windows Edition last night. I had a PS4. It is now busted because of lightning, but I did have Final Fantasy 15, the collector's edition for the PS4. I did beat it. It took me around 70 hours, but I didn't have any of the DLC, and I figured since this is out for Windows and I have access to a computer that can play it, so I might as well buy it and be able to play some of this DLC. Granted, we are literally going to play through the whole game entirely, and I'm going to be streaming it until I beat it, because I feel like that's this game's a little bit more funner to stream, I think, than Divinity Original Sin 2. I think people were very bored with Divinity Original Sin 2, and I feel like that's why nobody was watching me. Granted, very, very few people do watch me, but when they do watch me, they stick around usually when I'm playing games for a little bit. So I'm hoping this one's going to be one of those types of games. Although I beat it, I didn't do two things before my PlayStation took well, technically three things if I wanted to get a platinum trophy. There was a what you call it, I guess you would consider it a dungeon that you could only go into it at a certain time, and I got I think I messed that dungeon up because I went through it. I messed it up the first time because I didn't do it properly, and then I even went and did a tutorial and went through it exactly how they told me to, or at least that's how I think they're telling me to, and I still couldn't get, like, it wouldn't progress. So somehow I messed up, and it is just the way it is, and I just got stuck with it, and I'm not sure if it was just like a bug or something, because I figured, well, once I go out of it and then I go back into it like the next day or something, it should be back to square one. But for whatever reason, it just never panned out for me, so I never got to do that. I also never got to do fishing. I didn't master fishing because that's just something I just don't really care about. Now, what's funny though, in the real world, I actually kind of want to get back into fishing. Not that I was really into fishing, but I fished when I was a kid, but I wasn't like a huge fan about it. But I kind of want to, go back and start doing fishing again, just as like a relaxing, uh, meditative type thing to do. I don't even care if I really catch fish. I just want to like go out on a boat or whatever and just chill. Uh, and the Turtle Rock thing. So basically, the big ass mountain that once you go to, I'm not sure if you can do it at any point in time, but I know at least at the end game, if you go to it, it'll give you a quest to go to this big ass mountain that turns into a big giant turtle that you can fight. I did not do that as well. So those were the three things that I'm pretty sure those were the three things I needed to do to get a platinum. So I didn't do those. So we're hoping to do all that and then actually start experiencing some of the DLC and get to see some of the stories that the other characters have that I have not got to experience yet. All right, and again, like I said, this is going to go quick. I don't even have any news really for everybody. Oh yeah, what's cool is I just checked because I completely forgot about it, but I signed up for Magic Arena. So if you don't know what that is, it's Magic the Gathering's version of Hearthstone or Gwent. So basically, it's a flashy version of Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering's stuff has always been kind of their digital games have been always kind of pretty bland and boring. So this is their version that it kind of gives you that flash and pizzazz that Hearthstone kind of gives you. So if you like Magic the Gathering, but it seems a little bit too boring in the digital realm, this should actually spice things up and make it a little bit more fun to play. So I actually just got that invite 3 days ago, and I just now noticed it today. So I inputted it and installed it, and I actually got to play a little tiny bit of it. Basically, they give you a whole bunch of cards to unpack. So I did that real quick before I jumped on here and started streaming. So I haven't really got to play any of the games, but I've seen other people play it before, so I kind of know what I'm in for when I play. But it does look a lot better. But if you're not into Magic the Gathering, then it might not be your thing. I know some people are weird, and I get it. I understand it, and I kind of like the way Hearthstone does stuff with its mana or whatever they call it, because I'm horrible at making decks when it comes to Magic the Gathering. So with Magic, you always had to actually draw your mana, and then you place it down. Where Hearthstone, it's like no matter what, you're getting, I think it's up till 10 mana, but every turn, no matter what, you get a new thing of mana to actually use on each one of your turns. Where Magic the Gathering, you could draw 3, 4, 5 times and not get any mana, and you're basically screwed. It's all in the luck of the draw with Magic the Gathering. So to a certain extent, Hearthstone has it's based more on strategy than luck. Where Magic the Gathering, you can get very unlucky and not draw any mana, despite the fact that you have an awesome deck, and lose. So anyway, if you actually are interested in that, you can probably sign up for the beta. I don't think it's an open beta yet, so if you want to sign up for that, you can. What I'm going to do right now is at the end of my when was it? Yeah, I think it was at the beginning of my vacation. Yeah. E3 happened, and I completely forgot that it was actually happening, so I missed the EA conference but apparently I wasn't missing much. Uh, so I don't know what they really showed besides like Anthem and sports games. So I won't really go into that. In fact, the more I hear about uh Anthem, the more I just don't care about it, which is kind of sad. But well, as soon as they kind of said it's EA's or BioWare's answer to Destiny, I was just like, don't care, because I don't even care about Destiny. It's not that great of a game. Uh, so I'm going to go down the list of games that they revealed on E3. It's actually in alphabetical order on IGN here. So I'm going to basically, hopefully, if there's a game that I don't kind of know about, hopefully they'll give you links. Some just don't have links. Uh, like I see, the Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit doesn't have a link. So either way, we're gonna go down. And this list and kind of tell you what I am kind of interested in that's going to come out. This isn't going to help me. Yeah, this might be a little challenging. So some of the games I'm just going to miss because the links just give you a gameplay trailer, and I just don't want to be playing that well. Yeah, anyway. First one I see besides Captain Spirit, but I already played that. The Beyond Good Evil 2. Again, they're only showing CGI videos of it, so it's not what the game's really going to look like. I could have swore, though, that after they showed that initial video, when they actually started having the people talk about what's happening with Beyond Good and Evil 2, I'm almost positive in the background I saw a little bit of gameplay in the background, but I could be wrong. But obviously, when they showed the video compared to what the gameplay, it just kind of is like, bleh. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm sure it's going to be a good game, but the fact of the matter is they can never get that cool feel of what they do with the movies compared to when you're actually playing with the game. We got Call of Cthulhu. Basically, just it is what it is. I've been actually kind of curious about why more people haven't attempted to. A lot of people do like the Lovecraftian vibe and world, but they never do specifically like his stories. So I was always kind of curious about that. I know it's more of a psychological thing, his stories, than they are of physical like horror and stuff. But I would like to see more stuff. So we have a Call of Cthulhu type game coming. Not a type of game, but a Call of Cthulhu game, and I'm curious about that. There's Crackdown 3. I don't care about a dang about Crackdown 3. It's kind of pointless. Cuphead, the delicious last course. I'm always ready for a Cuphead DLC. That's what it is, and it'll be coming to PC and Xbox One. Oh yeah, the Cthulhu game will be coming to PS4, PC, and Xbox One. The big one, Cyberpunk 2077, is coming to PC, Xbox, and PS4. Naturally, I am super excited about this because this is CD Projekt Red's next game after The Witcher 3, and The Witcher 3 was amazing, and the trailer that they did for this was freaking awesome. It's everything that I could think of when I think of Cyberpunk. Now, some people might think of more like a dark, dingy cities and stuff. So all they showed was Cyberpunk 2077. The trailer was a bright atmosphere with, it's still a a rough, criminal infested city, but it was all in daytime and stuff, which I actually kind of thought that was kind of cool. But this, I can't wait to get the soundtrack. The soundtrack sounds like it's going to be awesome. But uh, for the people, they only showed the trailer, but for certain people, they actually got to go into a VIP thing, and they all got statues, which makes me angry. But they also got to see about 50 minutes of live play, and from what I have gathered, that for the most part, people said they couldn't really tell the difference between the trailer and the in-game graphics that they were playing with. So it's going to look beautiful. The soundtrack's going to be awesome, and it's going to be an FPS RPG. Although they said it's an RPG first and an FPS second, so I feel like it's going to be more like a Deus Ex. You also had some people describing it as a Grand Theft Auto RPG type thing. So either way, it all sounds cool. So I am super excited about that one. That's a must get, no matter what. Uh, Death Stranding, I'm not interested in it at this point. I was interested in it like last year, but what they showed seemed to be very much what I would think of as dang it, I cannot never remember that stupid game. Starts with an Soma. There we go. It reminds me of that, Soma. And if you don't know what Soma is, or you haven't played it yet, but basically it's one of those, you have nothing to defend yourself. You just sneak around because you have a monster chasing you. So the idea is to sneak and not get caught. That's what it seems to be from the trailer so far, or not from the trailer, but we actually saw live gameplay finally. But that's the way it seemed to me, and that kind of took the wind out of my sails. Where I'm just like, this has been done before, and it's kind of crazy that you did something as cool vibe wise as PT, but Death Stranding, it seemed like a walking simulator through most of the gameplay, except for the last little bit where they're like, "Oh, you guys stand still because the unseen thing will attack you." Uh, what? It says Divinity Original Sin 2. I know that's not. That's no. That's not a part of it. Unless they announced that they were going to bring something out for it, but I didn't catch that. Doom Eternal, it's weird. Everyone's kind of saying Doom Eternal is Doom 2. In fact, it's kind of been confirmed that's Doom 2, but I'm just like, just call it Doom 2. Why are you going to call it Doom Eternal? Sounds stupid. Dragon Quest 11. I'm excited for this because it's coming to PC, and I have yet to play a Dragon Quest game, and I really want to play a Dragon Quest game. So this is going to be my first adventure into Dragon Quest, and it'll be coming to PS4, Switch, and PC. You got the Elder Scrolls 6, but that's pointless to talk about that because we already knew about it and it wasn't that big of a deal. And they just showed a mountain, and it's like, hey, it's coming. I actually am kind of curious now about Fallout 76. I wasn't excited about it because overall, I just don't. Bethesda, I have a love-hate relationship. There's a part of me that likes their games, and then another part of me hates their games because they have such an open world, and it's such a joy to be in until you have to interact with anything. As soon as you interact with everything feels like a cardboard cutout. So they always have a high potential, but they always kind of let me down. So Fallout 76 kind of has me curious because it is going to be a multiplayer game, and because they're going outside their realm a little bit with instead of open world RPG type of thing, it seems to be more like a survival type game. So I'm kind of curious about what they're going to do, and I'm hoping it might bring a little bit of life into the world. Let's see what else. Don't care about Gears. Ghost of... going to mess this up. Tsushima? I forget which one that one is. I think that's the one that's actually really cool. It's not the From Software, and it's not Neo 2. It's the really, really, really cool one. This is obviously done in a old school Japan, where you got the samurais and stuff. And the way they did the video was really cool. From what I gathered, it looked like a complete CGI movie throughout the whole thing. But apparently, at the end sword fight area, that was actually somebody playing the game. Maybe not somebody, but it was actually in game. So it looks fabulous. It looks awesome. And any samurai type Japan world stuff, I'm definitely into. I just sadly seen though that it's only for PS4, so I might have to get my PS4 fixed or get a new one, because and I still want to finish Persona 5 so bad. Yeah. So that's one that I'm interested in. I'm definitely going to be missing some. I'm just like really just going over these quick because I want to kind of keep this down to a half an hour, but that's not going to happen. Jump Force. Oh, that's the Dragon Ball Z, Death Notes, yeah, all those things going together. I was curious about Kingdom Hearts 3, but the more I kept on seeing this stuff, the more I stopped caring. I don't care about Frozen, and I don't care about Pirates of the Caribbean. So, if that's like really all Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be, I just don't care. The Last of Us Part 2, I want to care, but I didn't. The Last of Us, the original, I could not stand the clickers. They just ruined the game for me. So I never really got too far into it. I don't like cheesy gaming mechanics where it's like as soon as they touch you, it's instant death type of thing. To me, it's just cheesy, and it's not helping the gameplay, and it's not making the story any better. It's just making the game annoying. Obviously, I can't wait for Monster Hunter's World for PC whenever that comes out. There's something. Oh yeah, they got Nier Automata DLC. You know what's weird? I don't. When they started talking about this game, everything about it doesn't make me happy, and it doesn't make me want to play this game at all. But the fact that it's so popular, I feel like I need to play it. But the one thing that ticks me off about it is, from what I gather, you have to play the game all the way through like 3 times, because in order to get the proper ending, that's how far you need to go. And I'm not sure how it's set up and what changes, but that is annoying to me. So annoying. But everybody seems to love it, so I might have to give it a shot when it's cheap enough. Neo 2's coming out. If you haven't played Neo 1, I'd highly recommend it. If you're definitely into Dark Souls type games, this is like Dark Souls in the world of Japan. In old school Japan, where you got samurais and stuff. I loved it. Obviously, PlayStation got ruined, so can't play it. They have it on PC, but the fact that I already bought it, I just don't they haven't had a sale cheap enough for me to buy it again, because it's not like a Final Fantasy where I can play it and play it and play it and play it and play it. Neo and Dark Souls and all those types of games, I do it in small bursts because they're so difficult that they make you want to punch something after a while because you just get stuck in areas. So it's one of the things where I'm not going to run out and buy it real quick. Ori and the Will-O-Wisps is coming to Xbox One and PC. I am curious that if it's going to be coming to Steam, because they seem to be making this kind of like an Xbox console exclusive. So hopefully it's not just coming to the Windows store, because I won't buy anything on the Windows store because the Windows store just sucks. So hopefully they're going to do like a Cuphead thing where it's like, we're going to bring it to Xbox and we're going to bring it to Steam. What? I don't know what any of this Persona 3 Dancing in Moonlight, Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight is, but either way, it's not coming to PC, so don't care. Because I don't have the PS4 up and running. The Quiet Man. I want to say I care about that. I don't know what it is, and they don't got a link on it. I want to say that seemed interesting to me, but I can't remember. It might be something I'm interested in. Resident Evil 2 Remake. I haven't got the Resident Evil 1 Remake yet either, but I heard it's pretty good. But anyway, yeah, that's coming out, so I'm kind of interested in that. Oh, they got some stuff that wasn't even announced, or at least made big known. Probably because of the sexual content of it. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It's coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I want to like it, but I realized I still haven't beat the new remake of Tomb Raider, and the which I forget the second one, what it's titled, but I haven't beat that one either. So it's one of them things where I'm excited for it, but I'm like, if I'm not going to beat the other ones, then I'm not going to buy this, because I've learned my lesson now that I'm probably not going to beat it. So if I get around to beating the other ones, maybe I'll really be interested in that one, but right now it's just not in the cards. Skull and Bones I actually am kind of interested in, just because I do want the idea of sailing on a pirate ship is just awesome. And if they do it well, which I think they are going to do it well, because when they originally announced it, I'm just like, oh, so they're basically just taking the Black Flag concept and making it its own game. And I thought it was just going to basically be that, and they're just going to put it out there and, just a money grab. But they've literally announced this last year, and they still have not brought it out even at this point. So the way I feel is they're actually doing it right. They're fleshing it out. They're making it something substantial and not just a cash grab. So I have high hopes for it, and hopefully it will be good. Starfield is the Bethesda, I'm assuming, open world sci-fi game that they're going to be bringing out. Street Fighter Arcade Edition, which I think it got updated because I had like a 15 gig thing on my Steam update. So I imagine that is a go. So I got new characters and stuff like that. Super Meat Boy Forever. I'm definitely interested in that, but I'm just like, when's it coming out? We're at the T's. I'm definitely missing a couple. I'm curious about We Happy Few. What ticked me off is I think they had it for $30 originally, and now it's up to $50, and it's still like an early access game. So I'm definitely not in any hurry to buy it. But I am curious about it because they apparently are doing a way big overhaul to it. And then we got a Yakuza Wakami 2 and Yakuza 0 coming to PS4 and PC. Because I've never played any of the Yakuzas, I'm kind of interested about that. You got the Wolfenstein Youngblood. I haven't played any of the new Wolfenstein, so I have no idea. I have some of them, but I don't. I'm not aware of if they're any good or if I would enjoy them. One of the things I did want to point out is because I don't know what game it is, but on the PC E3 show, they had, of course, a whole bunch of indie stuff, but one of the really cool ones was it looked like a mystery type thing where you got a whole bunch of people playing a multiplayer game in a house, and then there's one possible evil person in the house with you, aka one of the players is evil. And I always like that. So it's kind of like a Clue or something like that, where you could, secretly kill people or whatever. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but it's done like in a first-person format, and I really like that. And I kind of hope it is as cool as what I hope it's going to be. I forgot who did it. I think it was a little tiny build. I think made it. I could be completely wrong, but it's one of those cool. What's it called? It's an escape room with a possible evil person that's messing up your day, type of thing. So it seemed like that type of element. Anyway, we're going to get back into the groove of doing this podcast, but right now it's just like bleh. So that is all I have for today. I definitely know that there's other stuff out there, but that's what I'm getting from this IGN website, the stuff that it came out with. But anyway, I'm going to see you guys next week, and hopefully I'll have more to talk about and actually bring you news. So anyway, thanks for watching, for those that did. Anyway, bye.